Hello. It's quite late, as you can see. I'm not driving because I want to say something, but can't really do it while I'm driving because the video won't pick up on anything, and my editing skills are such that I can't do anything basically. So here we are parked on my way home. But something occurred to me that I wanted to say before I forgot about it, basically, because so much is going on in the world. First of all, just a little story is that I received an email from my bank, and in it was explaining that some of their operating terms and conditions and such were changing, and that in future they may not accept deposits from myself if they decide not to, and they may well restrict my withdrawals, and it will be entirely on their whim. Now, this, of course, is something that's going on all over the place, all over the world, many different countries in Europe and the United States. And so it's not that I didn't expect it to happen to me. It's irritating. We are required to have bank accounts, basically, and they will restrict. Now, whether this has anything to do with bank bail-ins, I don't know. But what I did want to say was that one of their reasons for this is that they're trying to cut down on fraud and money laundering. Now, I've been with the bank for decades and decades and decades, and they know me very, very well indeed. And so they're fully aware of what I do, and there would be no real doubt about the fact that I'm not involved in money laundering or fraud. However, that's the reason that they say, and so all the people will clap their hands like seals in a cartoon, clapping their flippers together, saying, yes, here, let's cut down on money laundering and fraud. So here's a suggestion to my bank and to all other banks who are concerned about money laundering. I'd like to be a whistleblower, if that's okay with you. And I want to blow the whistle on a massive money laundering fraud that I am aware is going on. Now, in one of my past videos, I've talked about perverting the course of justice, so this is not something that's new for me. I am quite happy to blow the whistle. So, YouTube algorithm and YouTube gods, and so you banks and government and the authorities and MI5 or whoever it is, GCHQ, who are listening to these videos, not necessarily mine but YouTube videos. Hopefully you hear this one, because it has obviously escaped your notice. Massive money laundering fraud taking place over the Ukraine war. I presume it'll actually take place over the fighting in Israel and Palestine as well. But the Ukraine war, a massive fraud. Now, I don't mean Mr. Zelensky. I mean, we all know what he's been doing, lining his pockets, but I'm not talking about he's small fry. I'm talking about the United States government and the European governments, the United Kingdom. How, when you have an awful lot of money tied up in public funds, how do you get that into your pockets? You can't just steal it, can you? You need to launder that money. So here's how you launder the money. You start a conflict, and you award contracts to arms manufacturers in your country, of whom you are shareholders or even directors even. And you give them the taxpayers' money, because that's what the contract costs you. They say, yes, we'll do that. It'll cost you $1 billion or $1 trillion or £1 billion or €1 billion. And the government says, okay. And they take that £1 billion, euros out of the public funds and they give it to the private industry. The private industry that they are A, shareholders in, and therefore beneficiaries, or B, family members actually are on boards of directors of those companies. There is an American politician of some note, who I won't name, who was formerly on the board of Raytheon, who have profited massively out of the Ukraine war. Now, they were formerly on the board, so of course they don't benefit. Well, I think they do. So, the authorities out there, the police forces, the enforcers, this is the fraud, this is the money laundering that is going on. Public funds being taken by the governments and given to private industry, washed through that and back into their pockets. Because you see, you can't have the money just sitting there in public funds, can you? Because you can't really steal it. Okay, you can do, I don't know, a road building project and give the contracts to companies that you're affiliated with or associated with. But that's quite small fry, isn't it? I mean, you need to line your pockets with a lot of money because you need to be really, really, really wealthy to survive the shit storm that's unfolding, that they are rolling out. And so they need lots and lots and lots of money. So, in particular to my bank, there's a biblical statement, isn't there? Something along the lines of, why point to the plank in your brother's eye, the splinter in your brother's eye when there is a plank in your own. Sorry for the misquote there. And so, why query when I'm going to put, I don't know, let's say £5,000, what's that, $6,500, when I'm going to put that in cash into my bank account? Why say you can't, that could be money laundering, we're going to investigate, we're going to have the authorities investigate you? That's really minuscule in comparison to the trillions in public funds taken by the American government and given to American defence contractors and then farmed back to them, the government, as individual members, and the same in the United Kingdom. That's money laundering. That's what it is, and that's why they have wars. Oh, well, amongst other things as well, of course. Right, that's what I wanted to say. Thank you. I will do a sensible video, one where you can actually see something other than the darkness of the road ahead of me. And thank you very much, and I hope you're all well. And I'll speak to you all later. So bye-bye for now.